You know guys, I just got back from the 2019 Winter NAMM show and I was around so many sick players all week that as soon as I got home here to Tennessee, I felt like working my chops back up to total beast mode by working on sick licks like this one. Well, hey there kids, and welcome to this week's installment of Weekend Wankshop. Here's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. Like I said in my intro, I just got back from the 2019 Winter NAMM show where I saw so many of you weekend wankers and suckamaniacs, which is awesome, as well as hang out with a whole lot of my YouTube buddies and find myself on stage with none other than Nili Brosh, Mark Lettieri, Andy Wood, Andy Timmons, and one Paul Gilbert. It was pretty damn sick. And as a result of being around such shredalicious players all week, my first priority as soon as I got home was to get my chops back in shape. I've been working so much lately on my bass playing as well as transcribing and stuff like that for these lessons that I feel like my own shreddy practice has been neglected, and that just won't do. On today's episode of Weekend Wankshop, I'm going to be showing you guys how to play a cool A minor pentatonic sequence lick that I made up. It kind of moves laterally across the neck. It's really going to help you with your hand synchronization and alternate picking powers. But as always, before we begin, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. And as always, you guys can find full tabs for this week's lesson over on my Instagram page at Ben Eller Guitars. Search for hashtag Weekend Wankshop 217. Find the tabs for this week's lesson, learn how to play it, then upload a video of yourself shredding through it along with hashtag Weekend Wankshop. Also, if you guys would like to receive the glorious backing tracks that I've created for this week's lesson, be sure to visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. I'm also thinking about starting up one of those YouTube membership pages with perks like that, so be sure to let me know in the comments below if you think that's a sick idea. Alright, so this sick lick is based around the A minor pentatonic scale, which is A, C, D, E, G, A. Nothing too crazy about it. Now, as we go through these different positions here, I'm going to describe to you guys kind of what I'm thinking about, because I'm not really the type of dude that thinks about, the 5 big pentatonic boxes and myself kind of going in and out of those as I move to various parts of the neck. So I'll try to articulate my thoughts about those things as we go along here. Now, the first section of notes here we're going to play sounds like this. Now, picking wise, this is all simple. This is the secret Andy Wood alternate picking pattern of down, up, repeat. So it's just downstroke, upstroke, no matter what you're doing. We got to start off here on the D, fret 2, then 5, G, 2, 5, B, 3, 5, E, 3, 5. Okay? The next section of notes that we play here sounds like this. Now this is kind of walking down the typical 5th position A minor Pentatonic scale. So what I'm going to do right here is play 8-5 on the E, 8-5 on the B, 7-5 on the G, 7-5 on the D. So now you have the first 2 sections. Yeah, the next section sounds something like this. That's just me starting here on D7 to 10, G7 9, B8 10, E8 10. Okay? Then you get here to the next position. Now this is me playing 12 and 10 on the high E, 13 10 on the B, 12 9 on the G, 12 10 on the D. It's kind of an awkward position shift right there. So to review, we have the first one, second, third, fourth. Next we're going to lead up into this. Now this is me starting here on D12 to 14, G12 14, come up a half step here and play B13 15, high E here 12 15. Okay? Then we get into the last kind of descending part right here. So this is me on the high E string here playing 17 to 15. Same thing on the B. Then on the G and D you're going to play 17, 14. Okay, so it's two 17, 15s, two 17, 14s. Then what I did there at the very end is to come down here onto the 14th fret G, which is the A note, the root note of the scale. Play that note and just kind of slide down the neck before you hit like an A power chord. That's just open A, 2D, 2G. And that's the entire lick right there. So we got our first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And that's the entire thing. Now, a lot of players might be confused by seeing all those position shifts and stuff going right there. But in my head, I have a few really simple rules that I like to think about whenever I'm thinking about playing the minor pentatonic scale, without, you know, getting too bogged down and thinking about all those big 5 box position patterns that go across the neck. I don't like the idea of, if I go up right here, trying to debate which box I'm in. You know, if I move up right there, which box am I in now? Or if I move up in here, where am I? I don't like trying to think of those huge box positions like that. To me, when I play pentatonic stuff, I'm thinking of a few really simple rules that you can follow along and learn to play positions of pentatonics all over the neck. So here's a really simple one that I'm going to point out. Now, the first position of pentatonics that we all learn is this, right? Now, you'll notice that whenever you played the low E string, you kind of think of that as being like the string with the root note on it, right? The starting point. A minor pentatonic scale is where you play A and C, the first 2 notes of the scale, right? You also do that on the high E, right? Anything Big Brother does, Little Brother does too. Now, you'll notice that just in a purely visual kind of sense there, that anywhere that what I'm going to call root string is, okay? The string that has the root note position on it. You'll notice that on the string, okay, I'm going to speak physically, above it. Pitch-wise, it's below it. Guitar's a dumb instrument. I'm talking about the string on the next story up, okay? You'll notice that you play the same shape, right? So that was kind of that wide, you know, rock and roll stretch right there. Anywhere you have root string, you have that same shape right above it, right? So you'll notice whenever we started here in the first position, right here on the G string, 2 and 5, that was kind of our root position, right? Because those are A and C, the same as this was A and C, or this was A and C. So what do you think is going to happen above it? The same shape, right? So when I started that lick off, whenever I kind of made this up by accident, I wasn't really thinking of myself being in the, what would that be, 5th position pentatonic box. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was thinking about the fact that here on the G string, I've got that A, C, again, my kind of root note position. So naturally on the string, again, physically above it here, pitch-wise below it, whatever, I'm gonna have the same shape, okay? So when I started with this, I was merely observing that here's my root note string, so above it I'm gonna have that same shape. You'll see it right there too, right? Root string, then there's the same shape right there. There it is right there. Again, the string with the root note and the same shape right above it. You'll see it right here too. Again, A and C, the first 2 notes of the scale, same as these were, right? Now, because of the tuning of the guitar, you get the little step down whenever you go across that G string. But you can see again, it's the same shape. There it is in the last position too. See the A and C on the G strings right here? Again, that's our new root string, you know what I mean? So on the next string here, there's going to be the same shape. So that's one of those small things that I kind of see that guides me across the neck. Anywhere that, you know, if I'm playing A minor pentatonic, anywhere that I play A, C, I know that on the next string, it's going to be the same shape. There's A and C, So on the next string, there it is. If I play it here it is on the next string too. Or if I play it here, there it is on the next string. It's just a simple navigational tool that I use all the time whenever I'm playing minor pentatonic stuff. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight about how I'm visualizing these pentatonic patterns going across the board. I actually have a much deeper system kind of that I envision and use whenever I'm playing pentatonic stuff that moves laterally like that. Later on this year I'm going to be making some downloadable, like, you know, purchasable lesson programs and stuff like that too, where I'll break some of that stuff down. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to point out one more quick thing about the picking in this lick. As I mentioned before, it's just down up the entire time. Because all of these are 2 or 4 note groupings moving across the strings, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 notes right there. It's all even note groupings. So that means that this is perfect for a downward pick slanting kind of picking position. If you don't know what that is, watch all of Troy Grady's amazing Cracking the Code series here on YouTube. Essentially what it means here is that my pick is kind of slanted in such a way that the downstrokes go into the strings and the upstrokes kind of pop out of the strings. Do you see that? It's not a straight up and down line. It's kind of more of a diagonal like that right there. That enables me to make the string changes really easily. Whenever I'm playing licks like this. So there you go, guys, a smoldering hot lick that is guaranteed to get you chicks and get those picking chops burning up, so that way you'll be fully prepared to get signed at NAMM 2020. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram at Ben Eller Guitars, on my Facebook fan page at facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller, over on my Patreon account at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. And if you're interested in booking some one-on-one Skype lessons with me, be sure to drop me an email, benellerguitars@gmail.com. Thanks again. Stay tuned for another brand new lesson coming at you next week. Now get away from this computer and go play guitar. Less clicking, more picking.